The Showtime Los Angeles Lakers, one of the most famous teams to ever grace the hardwood. Time and time again throughout the 80s, Magic Johnson and the rest of Hollywood's newest great attraction left basketball fans across the world in awe at the marvels they would accomplish on the court. As a competition between Larry Bird and the Celtics and Magic Johnson and the Lakers thrust the once on the verge of dying league right into the hearts and homes of many across the nation. However, as we discussed during the previous two parts of the series, the Lakers of the 80s had just as much going for them off the court as they did on it, and it seemed like the brighter the lights began to shine on the team, the larger the darker side, or the shadow, grew too. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 3, the finale of the dark side of the Showtime Los Angeles Lakers. You've been hanging out with some drug dealers, and we know you do a lot of drugs. This was Jerry West's response to an angry Norm Nixon, who had just been informed by the private investigator hired by Jerry West that West hired him to investigate him for the possibility of a drug habit. See, though Jerry West was far too wound up and nervous of a person to watch most Lakers games live himself, West still believed that he had an eye for seeing everything, which during his time as general manager for the Lakers, he did, as West was valuable to the Lakers then not only for his otherworldly ability to spot the talent and players necessary to cultivate a winning environment, but West was also known to have eyes and ears planted everywhere throughout the LA area to keep tabs on what's going on. And though West was often well informed about most things and his hunches typically turned out to be right, his particular instincts telling him that then all-star guard for the Lakers Norm Nixon was amongst those on the Lakers caught up in the cocaine trap was wrong. As when it came to drugs such as cocaine, Nixon was one of the few Lakers who didn't indulge. That doesn't mean, however, that Nixon's hands weren't in the mix when it came to the women, as outside of Magic Johnson, whose libido rivaled that of Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Nixon was one of the main players that groupies surrounding the Lakers were eager to get their chance with. And speaking of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar though, as I mentioned, he was not one to forego the pleasures of the various women surrounding the organization either, as Kareem would rarely, if ever, miss the opportunity to attend the festivities that took place after the games at the Forum Club. And that is despite the fact that later in his career, Kareem had the responsibilities of fathering 4 children and was also in a serious relationship with a stay-at-home girlfriend. And Kareem's particular taste when it came to women was a pair of twins they would often visit at the Forum Club. Now, to some people, this might be surprising due to the type of character that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is, the quiet, intellectual type. However, for Kareem, there was always a burning rage brewing inside his calm exterior, a deep hatred that had been instilled in him from a young age and nurtured throughout various life situations. And Kareem's seething hatred was directed at white people. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar hated white people. People who were trying too hard to be friendly were patronizing racists. People who didn't try hard enough were blatant racists. People I didn't know weren't worth knowing. People I did know had to watch their step. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. There were 2 main situations from his past that instilled this venom and hatred in Kareem. The first was when he was a little boy and he had a white best friend. However, the friendship was rather short-lived, as one day during an argument at school, Kareem's then friend called him a dirty Negro to his face. Only, he didn't use the word Negro. The second incident involved Kareem's high school coach, Jack Donahue, who throughout the first couple of years of coaching Kareem grew very close to the young star and had even gained Kareem's trust as an outsider, until during one halftime game when Donahue, in an attempt to get Kareem motivated, yelled at him saying that he was playing just like a lazy Negro. Except once again, the word used wasn't Negro. And due to these 2 particular circumstances, in addition to the racial tension in America being ever present, Kareem's hatred to white people only grew stronger as the years went on. And considering at the time that 99% of journalists surrounding the NBA were white, Kareem was always reluctant to speak to any of them after the game, as each response from Kareem was always held to a 10-syllable max, which reporters hated Kareem for, as after the media warmly celebrated the retiring of NBA legend Julius Erving the year before Kareem retired by piling money together and sending him on a vacation, when it came time for Kareem to retire, first off, the members of the media were reluctant to do anything at all, and when they did do something, they just got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar a ski trip, in which they said they all hoped he would break a leg. Yeah, the media hated Kareem. One member that the Lakers fans or media or anyone else never had a problem with, however, was AC Green, the man who, out of everyone on or involved with the Showtime Lakers, was the only person to never, ever give in to the unyielding temptation that he faced on a daily basis.
So many men, so little time.
Girl, I know what you mean.
Oh, and look at the muscles on them.
Gorgeous.
Oh, I want that one right there. And I'm gonna get him.
Come on, girl, let's go.
Don't try to stop us while I drop this little lecture on safe sex. Nothing but a joke by the government's latex. Cause that's no safe sex except abstinence. Unless you're married, then you better stay committed. Well, it's the method I speak will protect you. Bless and direct you, of course it will help you. As we stop this epidemic, the former techniques, so we check the stats.
To say that AC Green was merely an anomaly in the NBA would be an understatement. If you weren't addicted to a drug of some kind back then, you were addicted to women, or drinking, or any combination of the three. No one did nothing except AC Green. Once you start seeing the girls around the NBA, you won't be thinking about any of that Christian and God stuff. This Magic Johnson quote that was featured at the beginning of the video was aimed at AC Green, as early into Green's rookie year with the Lakers, the entire Lakers team made a bet that it would only take AC Green 2 months to give up his God-fearing ways after he saw the life that was about to be presented to him now that he was a part of the greatest show in Hollywood. Thing is though, 2 months later, AC Green was still as much of a virgin as he had been in his entire life. That's not to say that temptation never came his way. It certainly did. Constantly. Hookers, groupies, whatever you want to call them, were always knocking on the hotel room door of Green, trying to show him a good time. AC admitted that while it wasn't easy looking through the peephole of his hotel room door and seeing half-dressed women trying to get in, he always kept them away by starting to say prayers at the top of his lungs. This man was completely determined to save himself until marriage. And he did. Throughout his entire career, spanning the years 1985 to 2001, AC Green remained a virgin, while also setting a league record for most consecutive games played at 1,192. He was a true Iron Man, and 1 whole year removed after deciding to hang it up at the ripe age of 38, Green married his wife, and for the first time, discovered the touch of a woman. Now, even though AC Green was the only man on the Lakers to resist all of the outside temptations, he wasn't the only one who once held that image. He wasn't the only one thought of as a wholesome, God-fearing man, because for the longest time, 20-point per game scorer and 5-time All-Star James Worthy once held the same type of mystical prestige that Green did. With a wife and a newborn baby girl at home, on top of no one on the Lakers seeing Worthy even entertain the idea of being with another woman, James Worthy held the image of a saint of sorts. Unlike AC Green though, Worthy's image of a saint was just that, merely an image. And in the year 1990, that image of Worthy will be burned down to the ground when he was arrested at a hotel in Houston for contacting an escort service that had previously been seized by the local police, resulting in disbelief amongst the Lakers and even the wife of Worthy until police reports confirmed his name on the ledger of people who had either used or tried to use the service in the past. And just like that, the invisible force field that separated Worthy from the rest of the players in the Lakers came crumbling down, with the end result being his wife leaving and taking their newborn daughter with her, saying that she didn't want her daughter to grow up thinking it was okay to stay with a man who had been unfaithful. And as twisted as this might sound, Worthy being left by his wife may have made one member of the Showtime Los Angeles Lakers quite pleased, as he often thought of wives, spouses, and just about everything that wasn't basketball related as a waste of time and as a distraction. And this person was none other than Pat Riley. I had to work with the man, and the guy just wouldn't talk to me. It was so dysfunctional. He really became the most miserable, messed up bastard. The above quote is a description of Pat Riley from the then Lakers head of media, John Black. This quote, though, took place after Pat Riley had already coached the Showtime Lakers to 4 of their 5 championships, and he had been cemented as one of the most brilliant minds in the game. The description given by Black, though, wasn't always an appropriate description of Riley, as during his first years with the Lakers, Riley was well liked by all the players and pretty much everyone within the organization except for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, as he and Riley rarely, if ever, saw eye to eye. And it wasn't just the players or the Lakers who liked Riley either. For the most part, the clean-cut, dapperly dressed Riley was just as big of a presence in Showtime as anyone not named Magic Johnson. The problems for Pat Riley, however, didn't start to occur until after he started winning and kept winning. As with every championship the Lakers won, the larger and larger the ego of Pat Riley began to grow. I went through a period of time from 1987 to 1990 where my ego got totally out of control, but I was young and had a great team. We won all of these championships. I was getting all of this credit. Pat Riley. Pat Riley once went on a tirade in the Lakers locker room after he spotted that some of the players' wives were in the crowd of an away game when the Lakers lost by 3 points to the Boston Celtics. Pat Riley, instead of resting his players after sweeping the Phoenix Suns, made the aged Lakers attend a mini camp of sorts leading up to their NBA Finals series against the Detroit Pistons. Pat Riley once caused Lakers guard Byron Scott, who was averaging close to 20 points per game on the year, to hurt himself the day before the tip-off of the 1990 NBA Finals against the Detroit Pistons by running a hardcore practice instead of a lighter shoot-around. Pat Riley once thought he was God. During the twilight years of Showtime, the man who was by job description merely a head coach of the Lakers thought that he was the Lakers. The people were paying to attend games to see him coach just as much as they were to see the players play. The practices that Riley would start holding throughout the years would only start becoming more intense instead of allowing his now much older core to rest on valuable off days. Members of Riley's coaching staff began becoming the subjects of his outbursts of anger on a regular basis. Other members of the Lakers who worked not for Riley but with Riley had their fair share of grievances as well, as Riley would often try to bully them into doing either meaningless or excruciatingly complex tasks. For example, John Black, the Lakers head of media relations, whose job it was to work with Pat Riley and how the Lakers should relate to the media, tells a story of how Riley once tried to force him to write up a detailed statistical breakdown of each player after game, a task that was clearly not part of his job description and would take hours to accomplish. Upon refusing, Riley began treating Black like literal garbage, even going as far as refusing to talk to Black, making it almost impossible for him to do his job adequately. And this behavior completely isolated Pat Riley from everyone else in the Lakers organization. Even Jerry West, who was teammates with Riley on the Lakers during his playing days, grew to dislike him, as their outlooks and ways of working with people couldn't have been further apart. Which is why immediately after the Lakers lost to the Suns in the 1990 Western Conference Finals, ownership and management decided that it was time to close the book on Pat Riley and, in essence, the entirety of the Showtime Los Angeles Lakers. Wow! That is actually going to do it for everything that we had to talk about when it comes to the dark side of the Showtime Los Angeles Lakers. I had such a blast learning about this very special decade in NBA history, and I cannot wait to do more. I've already started learning about some other teams, some other players, and like the stories that I have to share with you guys, it feels like it just keeps getting better and better. So if you guys want to see more videos, more series like this, make sure that you are subscribed because there's a lot to come. But with that being said, keep getting the buckets, Team STC, and I'm out of here. Peace!